My girlfriend demanded, "If you loved me, you'd pay off my student loans." I replied, "Let's look at the paperwork." Then I hired a forensic accountant. The loans were actually for her ex-boyfriend's car, and what I did next made her regret everything. I, 31 male, was sitting on the couch last Thursday night, scrolling through work emails, when my girlfriend Jenna, 29, sat down next to me with that look. You know the one, where they're about to drop something heavy. We'd been together for almost 3 years, living together for the last 18 months in my condo. Things were good, I thought. We split groceries, she covered utilities, I handled the mortgage. Pretty standard stuff. "Babe, we need to talk about our future," she said, grabbing my hand. I put down my phone. "Yeah? What's up?" She took a deep breath. "I've been thinking. If we're really serious about building a life together, we need to tackle my student loans. They're holding us back from getting married, buying a bigger place, starting a family." Fair enough, I thought. We talked about her loans before. She said she had about $35K from her MBA program. Not ideal, but manageable. "Okay," I said. "What's the plan? Want to look at consolidation options? Maybe refinance?" She squeezed my hand tighter. "Actually, if you really loved me, you'd just pay them off. You make good money, and it would show me you're committed to our future." Record scratch moment right there. I work in IT consulting, make decent money, about $95 a year. But dropping $35, hey, that's not pocket change. "Jenna, that's a lot. Can we look at the paperwork together? Figure out the best approach?" Her face changed, went from sweet to defensive real quick. "Why do you need to see the paperwork? Don't you trust me?" "It's not about trust. It's about understanding what we're dealing with. Interest rates, payment terms, that stuff matters." She stood up, crossed her arms. "This is exactly what Tori said would happen. You say you love me, but when it comes to actually proving it, you get all analytical." Tori, her best friend who's been divorced twice and thinks all men are trash. Great. Jenna, asking to see paperwork for a $35,000 financial decision isn't weird, it's responsible. "If you loved me, you wouldn't need paperwork." She was getting louder now. "Keith would have done it without asking questions." Keith. The ex-boyfriend she swears she's over but brings up whenever we argue. The guy who supposedly broke her heart 2 years before we met. "I'm not Keith," I said, staying calm. "And if you want my help, I need to see the loans. That's reasonable." She stormed off to the bedroom, slammed the door. Classic. I sat there thinking. Something felt off. She'd been weird about money lately. Asking for cash for emergencies that she never fully explained. Getting packages she said were returns, but never seemed to actually return. Next morning, she acted like nothing happened. Made breakfast, kissed me goodbye for work. But I couldn't shake the feeling. So I did something maybe I shouldn't have. I hired a forensic accountant. Found the guy through a friend who went through a nasty divorce. Cost me $1,500 up front, but he specialized in financial investigations. Told him I needed to verify some financial obligations before making a major payment. Gave him what I knew, her full name, the school she attended, rough dates. Told him she claimed $35 in student loans. 3 days later, he called me at work. "Mr. Thompson, you might want to sit down for this." Update 1. Holy hell. The forensic accountant Bradley just laid it all out, and I'm still processing. Here's what he found. Jenna does have student loans. $8,700 worth. She's been making minimum payments for years, which is why the balance barely moves. But here's the kicker. There's a car loan. A $26,000 car loan for a BMW M3 taken out 4 years ago. The name on the loan? Jenna Reeves, her name. The registered owner? Keith Morrison, her ex-boyfriend. She's been paying $540 a month for his car for 4 years. Bradley found more. The loan originated 2 months before she claims they broke up. She's listed as the primary borrower. He's not even co-signed. The car's registration has been renewed twice, still in his name. Insurance records show he's had 2 claims on it. Minor accidents, both his fault. But wait, it gets worse. Remember those emergencies she needed cash for? Bradley traced patterns. Every month around the 15th, she'd withdraw $500 to $600 cash. The car payment hits on the 20th. She's been using my money to pay for her ex's car. I felt sick, actually had to leave work early. When I got home, Jenna was there with Tori. They were drinking wine, laughing about something on Tori's phone. stopped when they saw me. "You're home early," Jenna said, suddenly nervous. "We need to talk. Alone." Tori rolled her eyes. "Whatever you need to say to her, you can say in front of me." "No, I really can't. This is private." Jenna nodded at Tori, who left but made sure to give me the stink eye on her way out. I sat down, pulled out Bradley's report. "I know about the BMW, Jenna." Her face went white, then red, then came the tears. "You investigated me. How dare you? You asked me for $35,000. You lied about what it was for. You've been paying for Keith's car for 4 years, with money I've been giving you." "It's not like that." She was sobbing now. "He manipulated me, said if I didn't help he'd ruin my credit. I had no choice." "You had a choice. You could have told me the truth." "You wouldn't have understood. You're so practical about everything. Keith gets me emotionally." "Gets you? Present tense?" She froze, caught. "We're friends, just friends." I pulled out my phone, showed her a screenshot Bradley had found, Keith's Instagram from last week, the BMW in the background. Caption, "Thanks to my ride or die for keeping me rolling. You know who you are." "You're his ride or die?" She grabbed for my phone. I pulled it back. "That's not..." "He doesn't mean..." "Jenna, stop. Just stop. You've been paying for your ex's car while living in my condo, eating food I buy, asking me for emergency money that goes straight to his payment, and then you tried to manipulate me into paying the whole thing off." "I love you," she wailed. "Keith means nothing." "Then why are you paying for his car?" Because... She couldn't finish. "You need to leave. Pack your stuff, stay with Tori. We're done." "You can't kick me out. I have rights. I've lived here for 18 months. "You're not on the lease. You're a guest who's overstayed their welcome. Get your things." She called me every name in the book. Said I was controlling, abusive, cheap. Then called Tori, who showed up 20 minutes later acting like she was picking up a domestic violence victim. They loaded up Tori's car with Jenna's stuff. As they were leaving, Jenna turned back. "Keith was right about you. You're heartless. Keith can start paying for his own car now. See how right he is then." Update 2. It's been 5 days since I kicked Jenna out, and hoo boy, the entitlement came out in full force. Day 1 after the breakup. Got 73 texts ranging from "I'm sorry baby, please talk to me," to "You're a pathetic control freak who will die alone." Blocked her number. Day 2. She started emailing my work address. IT flagged them as spam pretty quick, but not before I saw the subject lines. "Urgent, relationship emergency. You're making a mistake. Keith never treated me like this." Forwarded them all to my personal email for documentation, then blocked her there too. Day 3. This is where it got interesting. I get a call from an unknown number. It's Keith. "Yo man, we need to talk." "No, we don't. Listen, whatever Jenna told you about the car thing, it's not what you think. She didn't tell me anything. I found out myself. Enjoy your last month of free BMW payments." "Bro, you don't understand. She owes me that car." I actually laughed. "Owes you? For what?" "For emotional trauma. I was with her during a really tough time and..." "Keith, I honestly don't care. She's not my problem anymore, which means you're definitely not my problem. Good luck with those payments. You can't just..." Click. Day 4. Jenna showed up at my work. Security had to escort her out. She'd apparently told the receptionist she was my fiancé bringing me lunch. When they called up to verify it, I said I didn't know anyone by that name. She lost it in the lobby, screaming about how I was financially abusing her and stealing her future. My manager pulled me aside after. I explained the situation briefly. He was cool about it, but suggested I might want to look into a restraining order. Day 5, yesterday. The nuclear option. I get a call from my mom. "Danny, what did you do to that poor girl?" Jenna had somehow found my mother's Facebook and sent her a massive message about how I promised to marry her, then abandoned her. Left her homeless and penniless, emotionally manipulated her for years, forced her to pay for everything while I hoarded my money. She even sent my mom fake screenshots of supposed text conversations where I'm saying horrible things. Pretty convincing at first glance, but the timestamps were all wrong, and she spelled my last name wrong in the contact info. Spent 2 hours on the phone with mom showing her the real evidence. She was pissed. Not at me, at Jenna. The audacity of that girl. Using her ex-boyfriend to manipulate you, and then trying to turn me against my own son? But here's where it gets really good. Last night, around 11 p.m., I get a notification from my credit monitoring app. Someone tried to apply for a credit card using my SSN. Guess who knows my SSN from all those times she helped me with tax paperwork? Called the credit card company immediately. Fraud department flagged it, canceled the application. Then I did something I probably should have done earlier, put a freeze on my credit. This morning, woke up to an email from Tori. Not Jenna, Tori. Subject: you need to fix this. Body: Jenna is staying with me and can't pay her share of anything because you've cut her off without warning. If you had any decency, you'd at least give her enough to get back on her feet. She's talking about having to declare bankruptcy because of the car situation. Keith is threatening to sue her if she stops paying. This is your fault for not just helping her in the first place. A real man would take care of his woman's problems without questioning them. She's going to file for palimony since you basically were common law married. My cousin is a lawyer and says she has a case. Do the right thing before this gets uglier. I forwarded the email to my buddy who's a lawyer. His response? LMAO. Common law marriage isn't even recognized in our state. Let them try. But I wasn't done. See, Tori made a crucial mistake. She sent that email from her work account. The signature included her full name, title, and company. Tori works in HR at a financial services firm. Using company email to threaten legal action that she knows is baseless? Yeah. I forwarded that email to her company's ethics hotline. Then I did one more thing. Remember that forensic accountant Bradley? I had him do a bit more digging on Keith. Turns out our boy Keith has been busy. 2 other car loans and collections. Eviction proceedings from 3 apartments in the last 5 years. An ongoing small claims case where he's being sued by an ex-roommate for $4,000. I packaged all this information nicely and sent it to Jenna's email with the subject line, "Your ride or die seems to be dying. Good luck with that." One final thing. I called the BMW dealership where the loan originated, explained the situation to their finance manager. While I can't make them do anything since my name isn't on the loan, he did say something interesting. If she stops making payments and it goes into repo, we'll definitely be interested in knowing the vehicle's location. Guess whose address I happen to know? Update 3. It's been 2 weeks since everything went down, and the aftermath has been chef's kiss. Exactly what they deserved. First, let's talk about Tori. Remember that email she sent from her work account? Well, her company's ethics department took it very seriously. Using company resources to make legal threats? Big no-no. She got suspended pending investigation, and from what I heard through the grapevine, mutual friend who works there, she's probably getting fired. She tried to backtrack, claimed her account was hacked by Jenna, which made it worse because now she's lying to investigators. Her cousin, the lawyer? He's actually a paralegal, and when the company's legal team reached out to verify her claims about palimony, he threw her under the bus immediately. Now for Teeth. Oh, Teeth. So Jenna apparently panicked after getting my email about his financial situation. She confronted him about the other debts. His response? He accused me of making it all up and convinced her I was just trying to break them up because I was jealous of their connection. She believed him. Actually believed him. Until the repo man showed up at his apartment at 6 a.m. last Tuesday. See, Jenna missed the car payment this month. First time in 4 years. The loan was already flagged as high risk because of the payment history. Lots of late payments she covered with fees. So one missed payment triggered immediate action. Keith called Jenna screaming. She was at Tori's place. Tori was at work, not knowing she was about to be suspended. And Keith demanded she come over with cash right now to stop the repo. She raced over with $1,200 she'd scraped together. Ironically, some of it was money she'd hidden from me in our apartment and forgot to take. Got there just as they were loading the BMW onto the truck. The repo guy was professional. Told her she could pay the full past due amount, $1,740 with fees, plus repo costs, $350 at their office to get it back. She didn't have enough. Keith lost his mind. Started screaming at her in front of the repo team, neighbors, everyone. Called her useless, pathetic, said she'd ruined his life. Then, and this is according to 3 separate neighbors who filmed it, he said, "You couldn't even keep your meal ticket boyfriend paying for my car. What good are you?" She finally understood. Finally saw what everyone else could see. She was just a payment plan to him. The videos hit social media fast. Someone tagged them, "Gold digger gets exposed by bigger gold digger." Went semi-viral locally. Both their reputations are toast. But wait, there's more. Remember how she tried to apply for credit in my name? Well, I filed a police report. Detective called me yesterday. Turns out this isn't Jenna's first rodeo. She has a previous warning for the same thing with an ex from 5 years ago. Never prosecuted because he didn't want to press charges, just wanted her gone. I'm pressing charges. The detective also found something interesting. Those student loans she has? She's been in default for 3 years. Never told me that. The $8,700 has ballooned to almost $14,000 with penalties and interest. Her credit is destroyed. Yesterday afternoon, I get a call from an unknown number. Almost didn't answer, but something told me to pick up. It was Jenna's mom, Gloria. "Is this Daniel?" "Yes. I just wanted to apologize for my daughter. I saw the videos. I raised her better than this." We talked for almost an hour. Gloria told me, Jenna has been pulling this scam since college. She's used 3 different boyfriends to pay for various things for Keith. Gloria and her husband cut her off financially 2 years ago when they found out. Keith has been stringing Jenna along since high school. This isn't even the first car she's bought him. There was a motorcycle that got stolen, aka sold, in college. Gloria offered to pay me back for anything Jenna took. I declined but appreciated the gesture. She said she's forcing Jenna to go to therapy or she's completely cut off from the family. Last update as of this morning, Jenna sent me one final email from a new account. Not an apology, not a thank you for not pressing harder on the criminal charges. Nope. Subject: I hope you're happy. Body: you've ruined everything. Keith won't talk to me. Tori's getting fired because of your vindictive email. I'm homeless, carless, and now my parents think I'm a criminal. All because you couldn't just trust me and help with the loans like a normal boyfriend would. I'm going to have to move back to my hometown and work at my dad's hardware store. My life is over. Satisfied? I replied with just one line. Your ex-boyfriend's car loan was never my problem. Neither are you. Blocked that email too. Final update: it's been 3 months now. Figured I'd give one last update for closure. Jenna did indeed move back to her hometown. According to Gloria, who checks in occasionally to make sure I'm okay, sweet lady, Jenna's working at the hardware store and living with her parents. She's in court-ordered therapy as part of a plea deal for the identity theft charge. Got 18 months probation and had to pay restitution, a whole $500 for my credit monitoring services. Teeth? Without his free BMW, he couldn't maintain his successful guy image. Last I heard, he was couch surfing and trying to convince new girlfriends to invest in his business ideas. Good luck with that, buddy. Tori got fired, tried to sue her company for wrongful termination. That went about as well as you'd expect. She's working retail now and subtweeting about fake friends and snakes constantly. Pretty sure she means Jenna, who threw her under the bus during the investigation. The BMW got auctioned. Jenna still owes about $12 on the loan after the sale. That plus her defaulted student loans means her credit won't recover for years. As for me, I'm doing good. Started dating someone new. Met her at a financial literacy workshop I started attending, figured I should brush up after this mess. She thought the whole story was wild but appreciated how I handled it. We joke that our first date activity will not be reviewing loan documents. Kept the forensic accountant's number though. Bradley sends me a Christmas card now. Says I was his most entertaining case of the year. Lesson learned. When someone tells you love means never having to see the paperwork, run. Run fast, run far, and take your credit report with you. Oh, and one final thing. Last week, I got a LinkedIn notification. Keith tried to connect with me. His message? Hey bro, no hard feelings about the whole situation. Actually starting a new venture and looking for investors. Interested? The audacity. The absolute audacity. Clicked ignore. Some people never learn. Edit. Since some of you asked, yes, I kept all the documentation. Yes, my lawyer says I'm fully protected. No, I don't regret a single thing. The $1,500 for the forensic accountant was the best money I ever spent.